Welcome back to the Affirmations Oasis, where peace is chosen and power is reclaimed. I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode is for anyone who has survived a hard year, a year that stretched you, broke you down to the core, changed you in ways you didn't expect, a year that demanded transformation, not because you felt it anything, but life shifted beneath your feet. This episode is your permission to rebuild, to honor the version of you that made it through, and to welcome the version of you that's emerging now. Have you ever looked back at a year of your life and realized you survived things you never thought you would? It was 2024 for me. Of course, I've had to rebuild several times, but 2024 was the hardest of my adult life because I had physical trauma and limitations. Couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. Could not walk. I don't need to go down that line. But the year, it didn't just pass. It shaped me. It was a very difficult year. Hard years, they leave fingerprints on your heart. They rearrange priorities. They reveal truths that we don't want to see. They force us to confront what we have been avoiding. Maybe your year was marked by grief, the loss of a person, a dream, a version of yourself you thought would last forever. Or maybe it was just burnout, that kind that leaves you numb and questioning everything. It could have even been disappointment, doors that didn't open, relationships that didn't grow, plans that didn't unfold the way you hoped. Or maybe it was something unexpected, like in my situation, a life event that knocked the wind out of me and left you trying to find your footing again. Hard years change people, and that does not make us weak. We're human. And if the past year changed you, you are not alone. You made it through something that could have broken you completely, and that matters. When I have a setback, I allow myself to grieve, and then I begin to feel pressure to bounce back. There are both positives and negatives in that strategy. I feel the need to get over it, to move on, to bounce back. Or I tell myself, don't let it slow you down. And I know that I'm not the only one that feels this way. But the truth is, real healing doesn't follow a timeline. It does not care about productivity. It doesn't care about other people's expectations. Healing takes time. Rebuilding takes time. Relearning yourself takes time. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. The pressure to bounce back often makes the pain worse. It makes people feel like they're failing at healing. You're not behind. I felt like I should be stronger. I should be moving fast. I should be walking. I should be more resilient. But I had to listen to my body, and I had to realize that I'm not a machine. I'm a living, breathing, feeling human being. I said all that to say, you don't have to bounce back. You're allowed to come back slowly, intentionally, and in your own rhythm. Most rebuilding doesn't look dramatic. I always tell y'all that because it's so true. We expect, dramatic shifts, and it doesn't always have to be. It doesn't look like a big announcement or a sudden transformation. Rebuilding happens in quiet ways too. It looks like learning how to breathe again. I'm talking about deep breaths, not the shallow survival breaths. I'm talking about deep grounding breaths that rebuild your body and remind you that you are safe. It looks like setting boundaries and not pushing people away, but to protect the parts of you that are still you. It looks like choosing peace over chaos. Don't underestimate choosing peace over chaos. Even when chaos feels familiar, even when peace feels new. Healing, it looks like resting without guilt. Rebuilding is saying no without over-explaining, letting go without forcing closure. Rebuilding is subtle, it's slow, it's scared, it's scary, it's sacred. And most of the time, you don't even realize you're rebuilding until one day you notice you're not hurting in the same way anymore. If you've been wondering whether you're actually healing, whether you're making progress, whether you're moving forward, here are some signs that you might be rebuilding without even realizing it. When you start to protect your energy more, when you say no more easily. Guys, when I was married to my first husband, my first ex-husband, I should say, I was very young, and I was very gullible. And I would say yes to everyone. Anybody could ask me for anything. I was the yes girl to go to. I didn't know how to say no. I didn't want to disappoint people. I don't know. I would feel embarrassed saying no. It's so weird. So my ex-husband, he said, you have got to stop allowing people to walk over you. And he's the one who taught me how to do that. So he says, and I took his advice and it worked for me. I started saying no to everything, even things that I could do. No. I mean, I would literally spend my entire day off taking people to do their errands. I would literally give up all of my free time to other people. So I just started saying no to everything, even things that I could do. Even things that were absolutely no problem at all. I said no to everything until I was able to say no genuinely. I stopped doing things that I didn't want to do, basically. And it was a very valuable lesson. And I'm so glad that he told me that. Because he was absolutely right. I'm getting off track, but guys, don't let people walk over you. Say no. Say no. Say no without explanation. No is a full, complete sentence, okay? Now, I've gotten off track, but let's talk about what rebuilding can look like in practice. Not perfection, not pressure, just subtle steps. That was one that worked for me. Now, I'm always talking about the nervous system because it's so true, so fascinating, and so important. But your body does remember what your mind tries to forget. Regulating your nervous system helps you feel safe again. This can look like deep breathing, grounding exercises, movement, time outside. Take your time in the morning. Have a cup of tea, journal. Reduce overstimulation. Create routines that feel supportive. Small practices repeated consistently creates big shifts. Now, journal. A lot of people don't like to journal. I love to journal, so it's easy for me. You don't have to write a big dissertation. You don't have to journal your entire plan, but journal your wisdom. Ask yourself. You can have journaling prompts to help you through if you don't like to journal. Any of the ebooks that I have, and not just mine, you can Google it online. There are so many journaling prompts out here that will help you if you are struggling with journaling, especially in the beginning. But you can ask yourself questions like, what did this year teach me? And just write it out honestly. Be honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with yourself, you're really not going to be honest with anybody. So when you're journaling, be honest with yourself. What did I learn about myself? What am I ready to release? What am I ready to receive? You got to reconnect with your purpose. The hard years can disconnect you from you and everybody else. It can disconnect you from your why. Rebuilding this, it reconnects you. You don't need a few years to figure it out. You don't need a 5-year plan. Just one question. What feels meaningful to me right now? And follow that. And give yourself grace. Grace is not weakness. We give grace to everyone but ourselves. Grace, use it as your strength. Give yourself permission to move slowly. Give yourself permission to rest when you need to rest. Give yourself permission to feel, to start over again. Starting over again is not a failure. Change your mind. Heal at your own pace. Grace is one of the biggest foundations of rebuilding. Don't be hard on yourself. Same way you big up your family, and you pour love into everyone, even strangers. We pour love into complete strangers, but we're hard on ourselves. We got to stop that. Normalize giving yourself grace. This is the Affirmations Oasis. So, I'm going to give you affirmations for rebuilding. So find a comfortable position. Place a hand on your heart if that feels right to you, and breathe in. And exhale slowly. And repeat these affirmations after me, or simply allow them to just wash over you and receive it. I honor the strength it took to survive this season. I am allowed to rebuild. Every day I become stronger, wiser, and calmer. My past does not define my future. I trust the version of myself that is emerging. I release the pressure to rush my healing. I choose peace over chaos. I am worthy of rest and renewal. I am rebuilding myself with intention and love. I am becoming who I always was meant to be. I give myself permission to begin again without shame. I am patient with myself. Each small step towards healing is meaningful. I am creating a life that supports my peace. I trust that my strength is returning. I allow myself to grow through what I've experienced. My resilience is stronger than any setback. I am learning from my past without being trapped. I deserve a future that feels calm and fulfilling. I welcome new beginnings with courage and curiosity. I am capable of building a life that feels aligned and authentic. I release the belief that I must have everything figured out. My healing journey is unfolding exactly as it's meant to be. I am stronger than I was yesterday. I trust myself to make better choices moving forward. I am rebuilding my life on a foundation of self-respect. I deserve relationships, environments, and opportunities that support my growth. I am open to new possibilities that honor who I am. I am proud of myself for continuing to move forward. I allow hope to slowly return to my heart. I am creating stability and peace within myself. I trust that brighter days are ahead of me. I am learning to care for myself in deeper ways. My story is unfolding in beautiful ways. I choose choice over regret. I choose growth over regret. I welcome the lessons that have made me wiser. I allow my life to rebuild in ways that feel healthier and more balanced. I trust that everything I've endured has been to strengthen me. I am worthy of a life of abundance. I move forward with renewed clarity and purpose. Take one more deep breath. Inhale and let it go. As we close today's episode, I want you to remember this. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do after a difficult year is to not rush forward. That's when we make some of our biggest mistakes. Take your time, chill, but rebuild your foundation with care, patience, and self-respect. No matter what season you're in, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming exactly who you are supposed to be. So protect your mind, guard your energy, move with intention. And remember, the soil does not panic while the roots are growing. Stay deeply rooted and rising, and I'll meet you back here next time. Peace.